Welcome everybody to this artificial intelligence overview on 7Cups. For context, 7Cups is a free emotional support service. So what you see here is rising demand. So these are people struggling with mental health issues. And in our current system, we work primarily with clinicians. And as a consequence of that, we can't help as many people because there's not near enough clinicians. So what we do on 7Cups, same rising demand. We work with volunteers, plus clinicians, plus technology, and that allows us to help many, many more people. And as you all know, AI has been in the news near constantly lately, and we've just integrated it onto 7Cups. So one way we've integrated this is called just-in-time training. So many of you know we have our academy, where we've trained over 500,000 listeners across 189 countries that provide support in 140 languages. The challenge with the academy training is the same challenge with all coursework. Usually it's done months or even years before the person needs the knowledge. So instead, real-time training or just-in-time training gives the person the knowledge they need right when they need it. The second challenge we're trying to address is how to help all listeners do a bit better of a job. So listening is normally distributed. All listeners have big hearts and want to help, but sometimes they get stuck. So this is a normal distribution curve. You can think about this as height. So most people are kind of average, right? Somewhere between 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" for men, for an example. And then sometimes you have people that are really tall, so 6.5 feet. And then you also have people that are on the shorter side of the continuum. And this is same with listening. Most of ours are just average listeners. Some people are amazing listeners. And some people are not so great at listening and need some help. Let me now transition to the demo to show you how this works. So right now I'm in a member account, and you can see at the top of the conversation page here, I have 3 pinned messages. One specifically says, hey, this listener, Glenn M., has access to just-in-time training program to respond when he's stuck in a conversation. So all listeners will have this pinned message that have access to just-in-time training. Listeners that don't will not have this pinned message. So 90 to 95% of listeners will not have this message because they won't have access to AI, as this will primarily be used for new listeners as a sort of training wheels. So I'm having this conversation with Glenn M. about my kids going off to college. And Glenn had just said, hey, it sounds like you have thought through a lot of this already. Are there any particular concerns you have? Some concerns I have include how quickly I'll be able to help them when they might be going through a challenge. Right now, they are in our home, so it is very easy to help them. We'll need to set up new situations where they can call, or we have dedicated times to connect. Okay, so that message then goes over to Glenn M's account. So let me pull that up. So you can see I have a new message. So this is exactly what I just wrote. So let's say I'm a new listener and I'm not sure how to respond to this. I can click on this light bulb here. It says need help, ask Noni for a suggested response. I click here. The AI formulates the response, and so you can see they're warning me, hey, use this for inspiration, but be sure to write it in your own words, right? Everybody has concerns about listeners being too robotic. So you can see I can't copy and paste this. We've blocked that ability, but I can be inspired. So let's see what Noni suggests. She says, that must be difficult, transitioning to a situation where you won't be able to instantly help them when challenges arise. You sound like a caring parent who wants to do the best for your kids. What are some of the early signs you look out for that could indicate that they may need your support? That's pretty good, right? So she's got some validation going on, and she has an open-ended question, and she's also trying to help me problem solve. So I can use this for inspiration, but put in my own words. So I might say something like, yes, you won't be able to immediately help them. What do you think are some signs that they might need support, how would you be able to tell? You'd be able to tell if they were struggling when they are a few hours or a couple of hours away. So just to recap, you can see that we're using this tool, AI or just-in-time training, to help new listeners really do a better job with listening. Listening can be pretty tough, so we look at this as a sort of training wheels. It's not going to be for everybody. Probably 90% of listeners won't actually use it, but for the 10% that do, it can help them when they're stuck. Thank you for your interest in 7 Cups and artificial intelligence. Please let me know if you have any questions. Take care.